In this lesson, I'm going to show you the top 3 easiest guitar solos to play. Hey guitarists, this is Mike from Guitar Essentials, and let's get started with our first one. We have Smells Like Teen Spirit solo by Nirvana. So first I'll play it, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so what we do here is we start on the 10th fret of the 4th string with our 3rd finger. Now, you could just hit that note, that would be the easiest. But you can slide to it from nowhere, where you don't know where it's coming from. If you don't have that down yet, you could just take it 2 frets before, slide from the 8th. Pick and go right into the 10th fret, slide. Then we go to the 3rd string with our 1st finger, 8th fret. And then on the same string, 10th fret. Then we jump down with our 1st finger to the 6th fret of the 4th string. Then we put our 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 3rd string. Pluck, and then pluck and do a whole step bend up and back down. So a whole step bend sounds the note that is 2 frets higher. And then you bring it back. And in this case, you can bend down or up. Doesn't matter. You can go upward. And then we put our 1st finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. And then drop down 1 fret to the 5th fret. Then we put our 2nd finger back on that 6th fret. Back to the 5th fret. Then 3rd finger goes to the 8th fret on the 4th string. And then 6th fret on the 4th string. Then you pluck 8th fret 4th string. And then pluck and bend again, just like before. Then we have this sequence of 6-5. So our 1st finger's on the 6th fret 4th string. Go down to 5. Then do 2nd finger to 1st finger. 6, 5. 2 more times. And then we do a 6-5 pull off. Pluck again and slide really fast to the 1st fret. So that whole sequence. Then you do it 3 more of these 6-5s. And then the pull off 6-5. So here's the whole solo again. The second solo is the solo from Weezer's Beverly Hills. Now, this song is in E-flat tuning. I'm not going to play it in E-flat tuning. So if you learn it and play it along to the track, it's not going to sound right. You have to be in that tuning. I'm in E standard tuning. So let me play it first and then we'll get into it. Okay, so we're using our 3rd finger on the 7th fret 2nd string. Then we go to the 5th fret on the 2nd string with our 1st finger. And then our 2nd finger goes to the 6th fret 3rd string. Then we drop down to the 4th fret with our 1st finger on that string. Then we do 4, 5, 4, fingers 1, 2, 1. And then drop down to 2nd fret. So that's the first part of it. Then we go do the same first 3 notes. Then we hit 5th fret on the 1st string with our 1st finger and 7th fret on the 2nd string with our 3rd finger. Then it does the same as the first part. So the third part goes, and then it finishes with what's called a grace note. We're going to hammer on to the fourth fret from second to fourth with fingers 1 and 3. You can do slides too, but I like the hammer-ons. So here's the whole thing again. And the third solo is the solo to Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This one's a little bit longer, that's why I saved it for the end. So we start on the A note, which is 10th fret, second string. We're going to use our second finger. Then we're going to go to the first string, 9th fret, with our first finger. Then put your third finger on 11th fret, third string. You do that again, but the bend occurs slightly earlier. Then you pluck that note that you're on, the 11th fret, 4 times. And then pull off to the 9th fret. So you're pulling your third finger off or down. Then you put your third finger on 11th fret, 4th string. Pluck that twice. 9th fret on the 4th string and then hammer back to 11. 9th fret then on the 4th string. 11 on that string. 9th fret on the 3rd string. Bend again. So that's a whole step bend, just like in Smells Like Teen Spirit. And bring back. 9 on the 3rd string. And then 11th fret on the 4th string again. Then it goes back to that 10 we started with. Next note's the same. Then you bring your first finger to the 12th fret of the first string. And then 14 with the third finger. Give it a little vibrato, the wiggle. Again. And then bend the 14, and then when you come down, pick that note again. So that whole sequence is. Then we put our pinky on 17th fret, first string, then third finger on the 16th fret, first finger on 14. Now you can hold that down while you hit the next note, so that they bleed into each other. And then you can, after you hear the dissonance, lift your first finger. Don't worry about that so much, but it can eventually come naturally. So that last note with the 4th finger is 17th fret on the 2nd string. Then drop to the first finger on 14, same string. Do that again. Then we do what's called a unison bend. So this note I'm holding down with my first finger. It stays there. That's a C sharp. Now we're going to use our third finger while holding that down. On the 3rd string, we're going to put that third finger down and we're going to hit both notes. Now that sounds pretty dissonant. So we're going to bend our third finger up, so that it makes a C sharp note, so it sounds in tune. Now you do that 3 times. So let me do that whole part now. That's it. And then we go to, with our third finger, we go to the 14th fret, first string, and we do a bend up and back down. And then we pull off to the 12th fret. Then we do 14th fret on the 2nd string, third finger. Back to that 12 on the first. Back to 14. 12 on the 2nd string. Drop down 2 frets. Then we're on the first string with our third finger. So that's frets 12, 10, 9. And then we end on the note we started with, 10th fret, second string. And here's the whole solo. So I hope you got a lot out of these 3 solos and enjoy learning them. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you want free charts of chords, scales, and exercises, check out the link down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.